I think the quick assessment would be, I'd say kudos to our leaders on a squad, because we had a really torrid pace tonight. Some of you were out there early. We went to work fast. Also, I would say that our strength and conditioning staff obviously has done an incredible job. This was the most conditioned team we've put out here, which was good to see, which is what you would expect, as much time as we've invested into this. But again, we're in an install phase. We're way further down the road because of the work that the players have done amongst themselves, and that's a tribute to Ross Cockrell and Anthony Boone and Warren Thompson and others. But it's a signature of good leadership, and certainly also a great job done by our staff today.
Who stood out to you today in terms of some of the newcomers?
You know, you don't see enough of them in shorts. I didn't see anybody that disappointed me. I was just asked, what do you do at the first practice? Well, the obvious is you're going to go around and you're going to look at all your new faces. I saw a lot of good things in the secondary. That was pleasing. I just, hadn't been coached much, etc., but a lot of plays made by rookies today in the secondary, and maybe around the ball more than any time, a lot of people around the ball more than any time since we've been here. I think, on the other side of it, our young receivers competed well and showed well. So can't tell us much about linemen, you can't tell us much about a lot of things, but I certainly like the athleticism of the class. It's very evident that we've got some really good athletes in this freshman class.
No new injuries?
Thank goodness no, unless Hap surprises me with something in there. I'm a little banged up, but I think I'll survive. They again, you're tomorrow and the next day when you start getting into sore muscles and you worry about hamstrings, and that worries me more. I don't think you can worry about, quote, injuries that occur in football. You just have to go play football. We have to be smart with our team. They're headed to the cold tub. You're doing everything you can to prevent it, particularly the way we practice. As much running as we do during a practice. You guys know we don't do a lot of running anymore afterwards. But if you make it through one of our practices, you're in shape.
When do they talk about being rusty on the first day? When do you want to see the rust gone, and when do you expect them to be out of that mode?
I didn't think it was really very rusty. They have to get used to us again. We push it up a notch. They've been working hard on their own. We obviously, the presence of a coach creates more pressure and et cetera, but I didn't see what I would call rust. I thought we lined up well, which is the start of all of it. We knew what to do when we should have known what to do. We had some young people that struggled a little bit going that fast, but the execution really wasn't poor on either side of the ball. I thought it was a day that, the tape's going to show us some things we'd like to do better. But the idea is to be, prepared August 31st. And so we've obviously got a lot of work to do. And we've kind of went through that with them today in a meeting before we came out here, as to kind of what the plan was and how we were going to go about, building this team. And I think they bought into that.
Will the faster speed cause you to kind of reevaluate your practice plan moving forward for the fall? Or, you said torrid pace is.
I'm a torrid pace guy. We call it tempo, and I'm always going to be a tempo coach. I don't believe in dissertations on the practice field. When you're on the grass, it's about work. We have meetings. We have to go to the next play. That's just kind of my impatience, and I'm appreciative that we've got a staff experienced in that mode, and now we have a squad that's used to it, and so they were able to take a tempo upswing, and again, that's great, because those older guys I've met with them and told them they were expecting it, and they responded really well.
How much have the bowl practices helped going forward through spring and now?
A ton, because we did this in the bowl practice. It was one of the things that I thought, helped us. We were well prepared for that bowl game. Anybody that saw it knows that, and so it's been, when we came back in January, I thought, we were so much further ahead then. And we talked about what we had to do moving forward. And you talk about the 7 months, because it's 7 months. And then this one is an animal by itself. In college football, August is it's a definer. And you need luck, because you got to stay healthy. But you need great attitude. I mentioned it today, you don't need swine flu, It's a critical time for your team. And then the season is a different animal. When the season, you then have a different kind of management circumstance, and you get into the routine of game planning, and but August is something else, and I think players throughout history may dread it more than any other part of football, just particularly in the South. It's hot.